Hi friends, welcome to Tutorials Point. In this video, we will be understanding logistics management and in that, lean management. We will be understanding all these three topics in lean management. First one being pull system, second one being lean planning, and third one being elimination of waste. We will be understanding more into this. First of all, in pull system, we need to understand what exactly is this. Earlier, there used to be a marketing strategy where we used to produce so many components or services and we used to push that for our customers. And sometimes what used to happen was customer never wanted to really buy those things. But nowadays, this has been drastically changed from the principle itself. So we will be understanding the consumer behavior. From them, we will understand the demand. Then whatever that he really wants, as a customer, we are going to produce this from the supplier or the service provider point of view. The same thing we have mentioned here, produce only when there is a requirement for that. This very clearly emphasizes on the pull system. This is what even Japanese followed when after their World War devastation, they drastically recovered from this. We will be understanding certain benefits of the pull system. It avoids the excess delivery for sure. If when there is a requirement, we will be only providing to the requirement. Prevents excess inventory because we will be only producing, if a customer is want 25 components, we will be only producing 25 components. So automatically more inventory will not happen. Reduce selling effort automatically, right? When there is automatically a demand from the customer, then we do not really have to push ourselves so much with respect to the selling efforts. Increased credibility. When we do not push ourselves from the selling point of view, automatically the credibility increases because when the customer is really requiring that, when we are as a service provider providing that particular service or components, customer is going to have a lot of credibility from us. Everything saves cost. So it saves drastically advertising cost, selling cost, and various other things from inventory and other point of view. We will understand basics about the lean management also. Planning for very high benefit for very less resource utilization. This causes lean planning. And this is what we want. We want more profit with very less resources that we are going to put into that. With respect to benefits of lean planning, we will be targeting the high value contributing customers. There is absolutely no point in concentrating on some customer who does not give too much business, but he gives a lot of troubles or other things. It's really important, we need to understand that 20% of the customers will contribute to 80% of the profit. And it's vice versa also. Having good relation with the right quality vendors is also important. So I have seen several businesses where there is a misbalance between the vendor and also the customer treatment. Sometimes we treat our customers in a very good way, but the same way we will be not treating our vendors. During this time, what happens at some point of time, the vendors, they will be stop cooperating with us. This should not happen. For a right value addition process, there should be a proper balance between the relationship of customer and also with the vendors. Then we will be understanding the transit cost optimization. As we know, the customer is not going to pay for us if we are giving more transit to him. So consider that there is a customer who is situated in Delhi. It is very much logical that our plant is also located somewhere near Delhi. If we are having some plant here in Kanyakumari or maybe in Bangalore, it's going to be relatively very far for the customer. So the same reason is what we are talking about in the plant location also. So that is the reason why when we see a big OEMs like Maruti Suzuki or Hyundai, we see a lot of their vendors are situated next to them. Now we will understand benefits of lean planning, and in that reduced manual operations are very much required, and there has to be an increased automation. Because we understand that if we are having a lot of manual processes, there is a very high chances of human errors that's going to happen. Because of various reasons like fatigue, the stress and strain the human being is going to undergo for the entire day. With the increased automation, all these things will be put with artificial intelligence into the machines, so these things can be rectified. From preventive maintenance point of view also, we need to take sufficient care, because everything, if we are going to start correcting only when there is a breakdown maintenance, then there will be a lot of disruption in our value addition processes. So wherever there is an error possibility that is going to happen, we need to rectify that through the preventive maintenance right planning proactively. We will be understanding some types of waste, and I will be giving you some examples where we will easily understand how these wastes are there in our value addition process and how we can avoid those things. First one being the transportation. As I explained to you before, if a OEM is situated in Bangalore, it makes a lot of sense the suppliers and their customers, if they are more concentrated towards that particular region like Bangalore, it will be very easy. From the inventory, if customer is expecting something like 25 components, and in our inventory if we are keeping 25 components, it makes a lot of sense. If customer is expecting 25 components and in our inventory we are keeping 250 components, nobody is going to pay for 225 components that we will be keeping left in our inventory. This will significantly add the cost, thereby our profit margins will significantly come down. Then from the motion, consider that there is a process where I have to take the part and I have to process it and I have to keep it here. But if someone is taking a part, doing like this, then coming here, processing, and then doing like this, then keeping like this, that means to say there is a lot of extra motion he is doing in his value addition process, for which however customer is not going to pay. So we need to avoid these minute things also. The other types of wastes, let us understand here. One is being the waiting time. Consider that you went to a showroom and you ordered a two-wheeler, and he told that tomorrow you are going to get it. And you want the same model, you went to another showroom and you will be getting that particular two-wheeler that time itself. So obviously as a consumer, we are going to buy in the showroom where we get it immediately. So all the customers are like that itself. Nobody wants to wait. So in our businesses and our processes, we need to avoid waiting time as much as possible. With respect to over processing, consider that there is a component, we took it, we processed it, we made it as okay, and it went to the customer. If everything is okay, that is good. Consider that we have taken the same component, did something, kept it here, we do not know whether it's okay or not okay. Then in the next process, we came to know that it is not okay. Again take it back, reprocess it something, again send it back. Then it means to say there is a lot of to and fro that is happening. There is problem in efficiency. There is problem also in effectiveness. So we will be losing the customer and his trust at some point of time when we are not going to give a good quality components to him. We will be understanding overproduction through an example. Consider that a customer is requiring 100 cars and we will be sending more than 100 cars. We will be sending 200 cars. So customer will be automatically irritated because he will be telling what he wants is only 100 cars, and when we are sending them 200 cars, does not create a good value proportion for him, because he simply does not have space to store those 100 cars more. So we need to avoid the overproduction because it takes a lot of space, and space means money for any business. Then we will be understanding the defects. As we already discussed, defects really do not add any value, but they will take a lot of value from your value added process itself. and there are some defects which can significantly contribute in your image damage of the business itself. So we need to take sufficient precautions through various tools like FMEA and other error proofing tools, where any chances of defects happening, we need to avoid those things. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much.
Tutorialspoint.com. Simply easy learning.